Hello everyone, I'm Spongebob and today I'm going to try to unravel the ARG set up by the YouTuber Alex Bale in his Spongebob theory series. I already made a comment under his latest Spongebob video explaining my theory and analysis, but that comment was really long and probably really confusing. At the end I said I was going to make a video explaining it in more detail, and yeah, this is the video explaining and theorizing about the Alex Bale conspiracy ARG, or very creatively ABC for short. Inside the Mind already made a video explaining his theories. It's really good and I would recommend you check it out. In his video he talked about what the ARG is. I'm going to talk about why. Why the Spongebob theories, why the film critic channel, why the emails about Anthony, why the disturbing animated kids short, and why Happy Meat Farms, a seemingly good-hearted and innocent company, is deeply ingrained in all this shit. Before I start, I want to thank people like Shadow Ninja and Nox Lupa and others for leaving such great feedback under my initial comment. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. With that said, let's start the video. Alex Bale is a YouTuber who used to be known for making a lot of horror shorts and ARGs, content mostly related to filmmaking. But these videos never really popped off and gained much attention until one day he decided to make a Spongebob theory, discussing the dark truth about some of the show's characters. And that was when his channel really started to get a mainstream name. These theories started getting millions of views and his channel started to grow, going from under 100k subscribers to almost 500,000 in the span of 10 months. The attention that he wanted was finally there, just not in the way he anticipated it to come. He made more of these theories and everything seemed normal at first, until the third video titled Mrs. Pa Theory was released and it all changed.
This video took a ton of time and effort to do all the research for, so I really hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching, and thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this theory. Go to nordvpn.com/AlexBale or use code AlexBale.
We suddenly switched to IRL Alex, going away from his PC to the kitchen and unwrapping raw meat from the fridge. He puts that meat in the bag, goes to the garage, and then this happens. A creature hiding in the shadows takes the meat and rolls a bottled sheet of paper with the number 4 on it to him. He reads it, looks shocked to the monster, and it fades to black, with the last thing we seeing being Alex Bale written in the outro. Okay, let's analyze this. The number 4 on the sheet of paper obviously stands for the 4 theory, which Alex was yet to produce at that time. It's also apparent that the creature and Alex have kind of a deal going on. Alex feeds the monster fresh meat and in return, the monster makes theories for Alex because monsters who live in the shadows apparently love kid shows. So now we know that Alex doesn't make the theories himself and actually trades them with something that lives in the shadows. I refer to it as creature and monster even though you could maybe think it's human if you only saw this video, but after you watch the later theories it's becoming really apparent that this thing isn't human and is capable of much more than humans. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you look in the comments under the video, you can see that almost no one mentions the club at the end. The only comments that exist mentioning it were made after Inside the Mind made the video exposing it as an ARG. So if he didn't make that video, then there would be no comments calling it out as an ARG. People would have just been like, yeah, this is totally normal, you know, just your average video. Let me just quickly, yeah.
back with another SpongeBob conspiracy. Guess I'm the SpongeBob guy now. That's all I make. You guys sure love these SpongeBob theories.
Well, Alex Bale out with another video. The makers of Spongebob interfere to put in their own message to brainwash you people. Squilliam sends the doctor in. He's not really a doctor. He's just trying to infiltrate that little round thing on his head there. Oh my God. Thank God for Alex Bale. Look at that. He's helping me prove my point. You know what? That is awesome.
Maybe some of you love them a little too much.
At the start of this video, we get greeted by a video from CYNICAL, a skeptic guy who makes a bunch of videos exposing the government on a website which, let's just say, it's hard on the eye.
You guys have been insanely supportive with these SpongeBob theories, so I guess I have to make more. I've been your host, Alex Bale. Thanks for watching.
We again get a clip at the end of the video containing Alex, seemingly upset, stepping away from his PC and going to the kitchen to get more meat from the monster, just to discover that he's run out. Yikers. He then goes to the monster saying,
Hey, just want to let you know that I think I'm gonna take a break from the SpongeBob videos for a little bit.
as he's answered with silence. He then expresses his probably actual feelings about making theories, saying that it's great that people love them and that they get views, but he would prefer to go back to his old filmmaking content.
Okay then. Thanks for everything. I guess I'll just see you around.
When I found you were unnoticed and unloved. But now you have millions of views. You have sponsors. Why would you forsake them?
I don't want to really make these videos forever, I don't want to be known as the SpongeBob guy.
My boy, you really think they will care about your little films? I am your muse. I have given you the gift of knowledge. If you wish to go back to anonymity, then be my guest. But I know who you really are.
The monster starts to speak for the first time in his videos, which Alex is also shocked by, meaning that he probably didn't even know the monster could speak up until now, which is already proof that the monster is actually manipulating Alex into believing that it's weaker than it actually is. So we know that the monster can speak. We know that it can expand its body based on the ever larger becoming silhouette of that we see. It also seems to be made of a goo-like texture due to the way its body is moving like a fluid rather than an actual solid body of something. It seems to be obsessed with the idea of continuing the theories and talking down on his previous content. That seems to be a lot more metaphorical than literal. Maybe the monster represents us as the fans of Alex, pushing him to do videos that he doesn't like and shitting on his horror content. Or it could just be something completely different entirely. We're gonna get into the meaning of it later, after we've gone over the facts first. It starts with Alex looking through the comments of his latest horror short and seeing a lot of negative comments telling him to go back to his SpongeBob theories and that his films are bad, followed by a seemingly real video of someone named the Cynical Critic reviewing the short and telling him,
Alex, go back to making SpongeBob theory videos. No one wants to see your awful horror films. I've been your host, the one and only Cynical Critic, and remember to...
This guy is also going to play a major role later, but first let's look at what follows. CYNICAL also seems to have changed his opinion of Alex, first praising him for opening the youth's eyes, and now accusing him of lying.
Truth Seekers, it's Conspiracy Carl here. Welcome back to The Awakening. I have been awakened myself to the immense lie.
Later at the end of the theory again, we get shown this.
I'll see you next time. Hey, listen, that theory was awesome. You know, I don't know how you keep coming up with these, but I mean, they're great. And listen, you were totally right, you know? The people want SpongeBob theories, so who am I to ignore them?
Alex also changed his opinion, from first being hesitant and not wanting to continue his theories and go back to his old content, to praising his theories and wanting to make more, which is a pretty drastic change from before. But if we look at his face, we can tell that he's kind of fake smiling. So there's a chance that he doesn't really mean it and that the monster might have done something to him to inflict that positive attitude towards its theories.
So, thank you. Hello? Got the meat for you. Alright, listen. If we're gonna work on this, then we need to work on our communication skills, because this creepy quiet act is getting old. Alright.
But the monster doesn't respond or take the bag of meat or anything. Alex has enough of it and goes to the light switch with the word "don't" written on it. That might have also been part of the deal too, that Alex is not allowed to ever turn on the light and see the monster, which is why he put that "don't" sticker on it, reminding himself to never switch it on. He flicks on the light anyways just to discover that the monster is gone, with the only thing left being some previous bags from the meat that it had already been fed with. Fed with. I assume that's what the monster wants to do. We don't actually know what the monster wants to do with the meat. The most obvious conclusion is that the monster wants to eat it, but there's also other possibilities, like making a flesh puppet out of it, or making some nice wall decoration from it. I don't know, but we're just gonna assume that the monster ate it. He then goes to his living room and attempts to write the theory on his own, which doesn't really work out in his favor. But then black goo starts dripping on his hand as he looks up and sees the monster above him, having fled from the garage and having tripped him once again.
My boy, you have done well. But if we are to continue our work, I will require something more.
And we'll find out what that something is in the next video. It starts off with a cliff of a pet shop with eerie, kind of older sounding music, almost like there was a gramophone in the background accompanying the scene. And then Alex asks this question.
Hey, what's the biggest animal that you have?
Then the clip ends, and you think it's just gonna continue with the theory, but there's a sudden sponsor by the name of Happy Meat Farms, a company who produces cruelty-free and high-quality meat affordable for the average population.
Now, this is the part of the video where I try to make you think I'm about to start the theory, but then, oh boy, a sponsor! Everyone loves those. But today, I'm actually sponsored by a company that I'm really excited to talk about. Happy Meat Farms is an animal farming company that offers a variety of different delicious meat products. In the meat industry, there's so many factory farms out there that force thousands of animals into tight, unlivable spaces and pump them full of GMOs. But Happy Meat Farms is a completely humane and organic alternative. Every animal has plenty of wide outdoor space to roam free, and every animal is raised 100% naturally with no added chemicals. As an animal lover myself, I am so grateful to be sponsored by Happy Meat Farms. If you want to learn more about them and what they stand for, go to happymeatfarms.com. Now let's begin the theory.
Nothing outstanding, right? Well, if you look at the end card of the sponsorship, you can see a small sentence written in gray that I didn't even notice for the first time watching it. It says, "All characters and corporations or establishments appearing in the sponsored ad are fictitious. Any resemblance to real companies or persons is purely coincidental." It also says that same sentence in the description of the video and on the official Happy Meat Farms website, so it's already clear that HMF is not an actual sponsor but part of the ARG. but we're gonna talk about them later. Middle of the video is yet again interrupted by a part of the lore, a clip of Alex coming home with a cat that he likely bought at the pet store he was earlier. He holds his hand on the ground and feels the monster underneath him in the basement. He looks into the darkness of the basement, thinking that the monster is in it and looking stressed. Then the theory continues. At the end, there is part of the lore again, with a quick shot of Alex sitting on the sofa and petting the newly bought cat, seeming to be fond of said cat, and seeing regrets in his plan of feeding it to the monster. He goes down to the basement and tells the monster that,
Hey, I'm gonna assume you're still down here. I thought about what you asked, and I'm sorry, I just can't. I mean, it's one thing to buy you meat, but a living animal, like a cat, that's not a line that I'm willing to cross. And if that means you're not gonna give me SpongeBob theories anymore, then so be it. But honestly, man, good luck finding someone else that's gonna be willing to be a part of whatever this weird relationship is between us.
the monster doesn't respond to him. Until suddenly, the lights on the floor behind him turn off. He gets a bloody cat collar thrown at him, and we get to know that the monster wasn't actually in the basement, it was in the main house all along, and had already eaten the cat while Alex was in the basement. Alex then freaks out, and the monster tells him that it simply did what it felt entitled to. Alex then completely ends the deal.
No, this is not what I wanted, okay? This isn't worth it. We are fucking done.
But gets another theory thrown at him.
My boy, we both know you can't go back now.
Okay, this is the last time, and then I want you out of this house.
The video ends with the same eerie music as the beginning, and a clip of Alex holding the cat's bloody collar as the screen fades to black. Okay, holy shit. We now know that the monster is partially octopus, slime, creature, something. This is also the third time that Alex was betrayed and tricked by the monster into underestimating its powers. And we now know that it doesn't shy away from murder, and that it'll probably request even bigger and bigger sacrifices in the future. And with Alex not being in control anymore, he doesn't really have a choice but to follow its commands. And once the monster got what it wanted from Alex, then it'll probably also eat him, as the final goal. The only reason that it doesn't eat him now is because it can still profit from forcing Alex to bring it more meat and kinda toying him with him, you know? Like predators sometimes do with their prey. That was the last video of the SpongeBob theories that have come out yet. And so now we're going to look at the other things that were mentioned earlier that I wasn't able to go into, I guess. Let's talk about the cynical critic. That was the guy, who was called Mark by the way, who reviewed Alex's short film in Neptune Theory. If we go to his channel, then we can see that there are only cynical and controversial movie reviews like Why The Dark Knight and Parasite Are Terrible Movies. The Dark Knight and Parasite are two very well received and critically appreciated movies who are just genuinely very beloved, so that opinion of his caused some drama and outrage. Inside the Mind already covered pretty much all of Mark's relevancy, so just check out this video if you want to know more about his part in the ARG. But I'm gonna get into some new stuff that wasn't covered by him. So let's start. In one of his videos titled Responding to Hate Comments, you get a quick glimpse at Mark's email inbox and taskbar. The search bar shows the websites that he visited, with one of them being a YouTube channel by the name of Jabul's Frenwick. Upon looking up this name, you only get one channel with no videos. But why would Mark randomly look up random accounts on his ARG account? We can see that the channel was created on the same day as Mark's Parasite video was uploaded, suggesting that it's an alternative account of his and that it'll maybe play a part in the ARG in the future. We can also see that he ordered a fresh meat delivery. What could he possibly need fresh meat for? Could it be that he just wanted to have a barbecue with his friends? Or does he possibly maybe potentially also have some kind of affiliation with the monster that thirsts for blood and houses in the shadows?